The protagonist of the movie is Yukina, a secret online novelist who has written hundreds of articles. Only her best friend Akira knows about her hidden talent. One day, Yukina decides to write a romance novel based on her audience's requests. However, there's a problem. She has no experience with love and lacks understanding of the emotions behind it. As a solution, Akira suggests that she fall in love for the sake of the novel. At first, Yukina dismisses it, saying it's not practical enough, but after giving it a good thought, she eventually warms up to the idea and sets out to find her perfect male model. She looks around at her classmates and spots the most popular and intelligent guy in the school, Shigeru Kitami. During recess, Yukina wanders around the school searching for inspiration. Suddenly, she stumbles upon a scene where Shigeru is being proposed to by a girl. The girl claims that when Shigeru held her hand, she fell in love with him. Sadly, he refuses the love proposal and breaks her heart. Observing from a distance, Yukina realizes that physical contact such as holding hands can trigger romantic feelings. So, she confronts Shigeru and asks him how a seemingly ordinary guy like him could make someone fall in love. But before he can say anything, the teacher interrupts them and takes him away. After Shigeru leaves, Yukina notices his personal diary lying on the ground. Curiosity gets the best of her and she picks it up and starts reading. To her surprise, she discovers that Shigeru records the names of all the girls he rejects, along with the reasons for the rejections. Meanwhile, Shigeru is frantically searching for his lost diary. As he starts panicking, Yukina enters the classroom holding the diary in her hand. But instead of returning it, she immediately confronts him about the contents of the diary and his motives for writing them down. Shigeru explains that it helps him relax and maintain control over others' behaviors around him. Disgusted, Yukina reveals that she made a copy of his diary and threatens to distribute it to the entire student body if he doesn't comply with her demands. This scares the poor guy, so he immediately agrees. Yukina's first demand is that Shigeru must hold her hand, believing that it will evoke feelings of love within her. He reluctantly complies, and as they touch hands, Yukina feels her body temperature rise. However, Shigeru feels uncomfortable and quickly withdraws his hand before walking away, warning Yukina that he'll reclaim his diary soon. In the next scene, Yukina meets with her executive editor Yuji, who praises her unexpected twist in the love story. He encourages her to explore it further and informs her about an upcoming online novel writing competition. The winning novel will be adapted into a movie, and Yukina is currently leading the charts against her rival, Dulce, by a significant margin. The following day, Yukina's classmates express their admiration for her new romantic novel, showering it with compliments. They are oblivious to who wrote it, but are greatly impressed nonetheless. Just then, Shigeru arrives at school with a swarm of girls immediately surrounding him. Yukina also approaches him and mentions that she still possesses his diary. However, to her disappointment, Shigeru boldly asserts that she won't be able to manipulate him any longer and walks away. Later in the classroom, Shigeru informs the teacher that he accidentally lost his diary. The latter takes it seriously and asks all the students to put forward their belongings for an inspection. When Yukina places the diary on her table, Shigeru immediately points to it, claiming it as his. But right then, Yukina begins reading the contents of the diary, where an entire section is dedicated to the class teacher. Shigeru has made several derogatory comments about him. Hearing this, the teacher gets angry, compelling Shigeru to lie that the diary doesn't belong to him. Afterward, Shigeru is resting in the medical room when Yukina enters and asks him to help her complete her love missions. She wants him to hug her and simulate feelings of love. Afraid about having his secrets revealed, Shigeru agrees to the request and hugs her. During this, Yukina feels like their heartbeats are racing. Then for her third mission, she urges him to kiss her. He hesitates, but she pulls him towards her and closes her eyes. Just as they are about to kiss, Shigeru's best friend Mami knocks on the door and interrupts the moment. The two then leave the room, leaving a disappointed Yukina lying on the bed. She mentions that she was able to feel his warmth near her lips. Next, after her audience praises her love experiences in her novel, Yukina is determined to complete her mission and heads to the basketball court. There she confronts Shigeru and urges him to kiss her. To her dismay, he comes closer to her and pulls off her glasses. Yukina tries her best to stop him from doing so, but fails. Without glasses, she covers her face and acts as if she's a different person. Shigeru then teases her for her cowardly behavior and threatens her to stop blackmailing him before leaving. On his way out, Akira stops him and orders him to stop troubling Yukina. But in reply, Shigeru mentions that he's not interested in her. The following day during recess, when the students exit the classroom, Akira approaches Yukina and asks if she's already kissed Shigeru. In a surprise twist, he confesses his own feelings for her, hoping to fulfill her third mission. However, Yukina pushes him away, admitting that she has no romantic feelings for him. She then walks away without giving him a chance to speak. Unbeknownst to them, Shigeru is observing everything from a distance. Following the incident, Yukina exits the classroom, thinking that the romance novel will be more captivating with two rival characters vying for the same girl's affections. As she ponders the plot, someone pulls her into a dark room. Surprisingly, it's Shigeru. He warns her against dating other guys in the school and leans in for a kiss. But once again, their moment is interrupted by Mommy, prompting Yukina to run away. Later, the editor reads part of the novel and becomes very much excited. Right then, Yukina's rival Dulce arrives there and tells her that he is going to win the battle. This annoys the editor, and he suggests Yukina add more interesting plots in her novel, as it is not intriguing enough. At night, Yukina brainstorms a lot of ideas and eventually comes to a conclusion. She decides to introduce a unique twist to her novel by making Shigeru a vampire. The next day, she arranges a meeting with him in the library and asks him to bite her. Shigeru initially hesitates, but after she threatens to reveal the contents of his diary, he gives in. He then bites her on the neck so hard that she collapses to her knees. This frightens Shigeru, and he apologizes profusely before running away. The following day, Yukina musters the courage to visit Shigeru's house, but hesitates to ring the doorbell. To her surprise, she spots Dulce attempting to enter the same house. She confronts him for trespassing on Shigeru's property and discovers that Dulce is in fact Shigeru's younger brother. He invites her inside and informs her that Shigeru has gone on a family picnic. Yukina decides to join them but agrees with Dulce to keep their novel writing competition a secret. Shortly after, they arrive at the picnic spot where Shigeru is taken aback to see Yukina with his brother. It's revealed that Dulce harbors feelings for Mommy, while Mommy is infatuated with Shigeru. Yukina confronts Shigeru and urges him to let her experience the pain of true love. Unfortunately, Dulce interrupts them, teasing their relationship. He then tries to kiss Yukina, but is stopped by Shigeru. After this, our protagonist himself decides to kiss Yukina to fulfill her fifth mission, but only places a finger on her lips and walks away, declaring that he cannot fall in love with her. Later, as Yukina is returning home, she is approached by Akira, who asks about her well-being. She realizes that Akira is on her side no matter what, but sadly, her heart still beats for Shigeru. The next day, the executive editor is thrilled with the novel's new developments, including the introduction of the male character's stepbrother. He believes the audience will love the novel, expecting it to become a hit. Later, Yukina meets Dulce at a restaurant where he reveals his knowledge of her incorporation of real-life events into the novel. Dulce advises her to stop doing so, warning that one day she will run out of material to write about. In the following scene, Akira is shocked to see Yukina walking to school with Dulce. The latter takes her to Shigeru and asks if he has any objections to Yukina dating him. Surprisingly, Shigeru replies with a no and walks away. Mommy then approaches Yukina with a smiling face and assures her that she will take care of Shigeru. Later in the evening, Akira confronts Yukina and asks her why she has once again changed the main character of the novel. He questions why he isn't the perfect guy for her. Yukina explains that he is incredibly important to her and that she doesn't want to hurt him. When Akira keeps on asking her questions, she becomes frustrated and calls her editor. Yukina angrily tells him that she can no longer write the novel as it is taking a heavy toll on her psyche. However, the editor scolds her, emphasizing that she cannot abandon the competition at such a crucial moment. Next, Yukina goes to meet Shigeru at his house but is welcomed by Dulce. Here we learn that Dulce has actually blackmailed her to be his girlfriend to make his brother jealous. All of a sudden, Shigeru arrives there and spots him in a compromising position. He accuses Yukina of being intimate with every other guy, and before she can defend herself, he walks away. Moving on, the editor informs Yukina of the impending last round of the competition, where the participants will have to write a novel in front of the judges. He explains that in this round, there is no room for error. Following this, Yukina approaches Shigeru and invites him to come and watch the competition. Shigeru at first declines, but when Yukina reminds him of his diary, he smiles and agrees. She then reveals to him that she has not been dating anyone else. Shigeru seems to know it already and just mentions that he knew Dulce's plan. This finally bridges the tension between the two, and they agree to complete the remaining missions. But out of nowhere, Yukina springs up the question, why can't you fall in love? In reply, Shigeru mentions that he doesn't believe in it as he has already faced a lot of trouble in life. He goes on to mention his father who married another girl and his mother who left him while he was still young. He has already been heartbroken twice, so he doesn't want to break it into more pieces by falling in love. Hearing this, Yukina walks away from there without saying anything. Later, she meets with Akira and tells him that she has decided to stop writing the novel and abort the competition. However, Akira tells her that he read her novel and liked it very much. He also tells her to continue writing it and confess her real feelings to Shigeru. The scene then shifts to the night of the novel writing battle, where Dulce enters the stage followed by Yukina. Shigeru is shocked to see Yukina, as he had no idea that she was a writer. Soon the competition begins and the two start writing novels in real time. But just a few minutes later, Yukina unexpectedly stands in front of everyone, stating that she has something to confess. She then reveals to the audience that she actually used a guide to complete the missions to write the novel. She thought that the guy's mask of a fake smile and her mask of glasses would protect her from getting hurt, but she was wrong. Yukina further continues that after completing all the missions, she actually fell in love with him. She then opens her glasses and confesses her love to Shigeru. This leaves the audience in a state of shock, and unfortunately, Shigeru does not respond and simply storms out of the room. But as he walks away, Akira hands him Yukina's novel, where she has written her true feelings for him. In the last scene, Yukina can be seen crying when Shigeru approaches her from behind. He tells her that he read her novel and is well aware of her true feelings. He then pulls out her glasses and states that they no longer need to wear fake masks to face each other. Shigeru asks her about the third mission and moves forward to kiss her. The movie ends with the two kissing each other and the audience voting for Yukina, making her the winner of the novel writing competition.